We're waiting just to see if Peter gets here and Madeline, as soon as Madeline gets back.
Clock's a little fast anyway.
Hmm?
That clock's a little fast anyway.
Is it?
Yeah, by about 2
Oh,
minutes.
here's Peter. How many? 2 minutes?
About 2 minutes. Cause I just hit 1:30.
Yes, I had mine at the house. I lost track of time. We got busy down the store.
Oh, that's good.
That's good for a Monday.
It is. It's good for any day.
Yeah.
A rainy Monday at that.
Thank you.
We'll call the meeting to order. Do you have the roll call? Okay. The first item on the agenda is the selection of a housing developer for the joint workforce housing project. Dan?
Good afternoon. This is the project that we've been working on for, oh gosh, 9 months or so with the school district. We did an MOU, memorandum of understanding, earlier this year with the district that said we would work together because we have all this adjacent property that might help solve our workforce housing problem. We hired some consultants. We helped work up a request for proposals, sent the request for proposals out, got 8 good developers from as far away as Sacramento and Portland. Some very, very experienced folks who submitted. We had an evaluation committee to make a recommendation to the school board and the city council, 2 city staff, 2 district staff, and then the regional housing coordinator as kind of an independent third party. It wasn't, the scoring was actually not unanimous, but there was a pretty clear leader. So of the 8 proposals, 2 of them would have relied on low-income housing tax credit funding. Because the economics just don't work, right? If the economics worked for workforce housing, there would be some here,
Right.
right? We've got land. So it takes either a subsidy from the government, and a subsidy more than just giving them the land, or it takes somebody with a really finely honed product. So the developer that we're recommending is Dormy House LLC. The principal is Matt Welter. He's bought a house here in Bandon. He is building those 2 big apartments, if you've seen them, at Bandon Dunes for Bandon Dunes employees. So his proposal, and these proposals are proposals to negotiate a contract, right? So the general economics of his proposal would be that he would build what he calls this Dormy House, which is a mix of studio and 2-bedroom apartments, where he has skinned the efficiency down, engineered the efficiency down to where they'll build this big apartment building, 25 apartments, and the stack of leftover lumber would sit on this desk. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's just, anyway, so he's able to keep costs down by doing that. He's flexible. He'll work with the city. It'll be a combination of those and then some single family residences that he probably wouldn't build. They'd either be modular or built by somebody else, but that also opens up some flexibility if an employer, say the school district, wanted to actually buy 3 or 4 of those units for their employees and keep them open as rentals. So anyway, local connection, the least government subsidy for the project, and the most flexible. So the recommendation was, and the scoring was pretty clear. The recommendation was that we move forward with Dormy House LLC and negotiate an agreement with them. And the committee's recommendation is that the first phase of the agreement just be limited to a first phase of the development, kind of as a proof of concept. Let's make sure it works out. There's a lot of land there, and let's see who moves in, because to be honest, we don't want our resources to simply be used to build housing for caddies.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
No.
there we are. That's the recommendation, Dormy House LLC. This would just move it to the negotiation phase. We also would have to wait till the school board makes their selection, and I think they're set to meet on October 9th.
Okay, so we're making the selection first and then the school board?
Just the way the meeting sequences shake out.
Okay.
I got a question. Where's the entrance and exit gonna be? Is that gonna be on Franklin or is it gonna be on 11th Street?
Probably on 11th initially for phase 1, but then eventually you'd have an entrance off Franklin as well. The other property that's also included is the thing that's across the creek from the youth center.
Oh, yeah.
There's a 2-acre piece back there that's kind of polygon shaped, but you got to get across the creek to get to it. So that may be a later, different kind of phase.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to accept all proposals.
Second. Been moved by Madeline, seconded by Jerry, that we accept all the proposals. All in favor? Unanimous.
Make a motion to select Dormy House LLC as developer of workforce housing project.
Second, been moved by Madeline, seconded by Jerry, that we select Dormy House LLC as the developer of the workforce housing project. All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, and the next item on the agenda, the appeal to the council for the RV permit, we're gonna hold on to that until the October meeting, because we need more information from Dana. Okay, now the one, resolution number 23-28, water system development fees.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the other big thing I wanted to accomplish
Yes.
before I left and not leave this for somebody else to try to figure out. You recall last year that we got authority in a charter amendment that we can set systems development charges for new development in accordance with state law. So right now we collect STCs for transportation, water, sewer, and surface water. We don't have a parks SDC like many jurisdictions do. But to do an SDC, you've got to have an updated capital plan. You recall that we adopted our water system master plan last year. So taking the figures in that plan, all of the improvements that are done and the cost of those improvements, and you take that, then you calculate how much of that is properly attributable to existing users. In other words, an aging pipe, a new developer shouldn't have to pay to replace that. That's on us. But a new pipe in a new road that didn't exist, that's clearly 100% on the developer. Most things are going to be many things will be some kind of a mix. The developers may pay us back for things that we built that were oversized when we built them. And then they'd pay for all new things. So running those numbers through the spreadsheet, which you probably can't read, it's at the back of this thing. It's micro printed. I do have larger copies if anybody, I printed them for you if anybody wants to see them. But the big issue is the off-channel reservoir, the backup seasonal water supply, depending on how you allocate that, the cost of, for a single family residence, a fair SDC could be $24,000 to $34,000 per unit. That obviously runs the risk of killing the goose that laid the golden egg, because an SDC that high might mean you never collect anything because nobody will develop in your town. So what we proposed instead is to simply take it. They were last set in 2004. And if you take inflation since 2004, straight up inflation, that's 62% cumulatively, 63% cumulatively. So what we're proposing is two things. One, that we increase the STCs just by the amount of inflation since 04. And then for houses, have a sliding scale based on the size of the house. So people building small houses, I think the break is about 900 square feet. If you're building a house that's 900 square feet or less, your STC would actually go down. From 900 square feet up, it would go up, and it's actually per square foot. There's not a break every couple hundred. It's just, I don't remember what it is, $6, $5.63 per square foot of habitable space for the improvement fee, and $1.48 of habitable per square foot of habitable space for the reimbursement fee for stuff we've already built. Together, those are $7.11 per square foot. And then commercial water service is based on meter size. We simply took that and increased it by inflation.
When you say square footage, is that including the garages?
No,
No,
heated
habitable.
space. There's a definition of habitable space. Paragraph 4 says habitable space means any heated space.
It what's
'Cause
the
there's a lot of
compliance?
garages that have bathrooms in them.
And that would be considered habitable space
If it has a bathroom?
if it's heated and has a bathroom.
Okay.
What's the compliance fee? 5% compliance fee. I like it, but I don't know what it is.
It's just 5% to cover the administrative costs of running that SDC program.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
How many 8-inch meters do we have right now?
Probably none.
Okay. Try to figure out what they'd use an 8-inch meter for is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Um,
You have anything else to say, Mary?
oh, well, page 3 didn't completely print, so there's a lot of improvements there that are listed by address, and the first part of it's not there.
Which one are you looking at?
Page 3,
Which page?
this right here, there's wording there.
oh, the left margin didn't come out in yours.
But I would eventually like to see that.
I can pull off the printer and give it to you right now.
Anything else?
No, I just want to see exactly what this is. I mean, I think it's a great idea. It's
Mhm.
long overdue.
Well,
Yeah.
the figures, the cost figures are not new. All of these cost figures come from the water system master plan that we adopted a year ago.
Right.
Right.
This is just how they calculated the percentages of it in terms of what's SDC eligible and what's not.
Okay, but now these increases all pertain to water.
Correct.
So, and so then you back out of the 13,750 and you back out the water, which is presently what? I think you have it here somewhere, but
6420, I believe. 6546.
6546.
If you look at the second page of the resolution on the meter sizes. There's the current cost and the net cost. New
Oh,
cost per
okay,
meter.
okay. Okay,
We've had a 3/4 inch meter in the past, which we actually don't install anymore. And that was actually at 6546.
okay, now how did, and then show me based on this meter size, show me how a 900 square foot house or an 800 square foot house would actually be lower. Show me those calculations. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just that I don't know exactly how to figure all this out.
You're checking my math. This is like I'm back in college
Okay.
and I was a math
Math was
avoider.
never my
That's
strong-
why I went to law school.
Because
So if you had a 900 square foot house.
Okay.
And you look up at on the top of the second page of the resolution, that's $7.11. A 900 square foot house would be $63.99. When today it is $65.46.
Okay,
So at 900 square feet, it goes, the break is 920,
okay,
where it hits 65.46, and from 920 on up, it would be more than it is today, but from 920 down, it would be less.
okay, but now an ADU, which is what size is an
It
ADU?
depends on the size of the ADU.
Okay, so
Right.
it will be computed the same way.
This replaces the big break for ADUs, which I
That's
think
what
is
I wondered.
appropriate now that ADUs can be almost as big as
As
the
big as
principal
houses.
house.
Okay,
This is just $7.11 per habitable square foot.
okay,
But we're talking, I mean, we're talking pretty, even a 900 square foot ADU, 920 square foot ADU is not going to pay any more than that a single family house pays
Right.
today, more than an ADU pays today.
yeah,
But I think a 500 square foot, what people have originally thought of as an ADU
that'll be down to,
would pay less
okay,
than a normal house pays today.
okay,
Okay,
I'm fine.
all right.
Anybody else have any questions?
Motion to approve resolution 23-28, revising systems development charges for water.
Second.
Been moved by Madeline, seconded by Josh, that we approve resolution 23-28, revising the systems development charges for water. All those in favor? Raise their hands.
One thing I would note also with vacation rentals, it says that vacation rental would pay the higher of the commercial or residential water service charge, whichever that may be.
Yep.
So, because there's always a question about whether a VRD is a residential or commercial use, this simply says it's going to be the higher, which is generally means it will be based on the square footage of the house. So,
Okay. All right, now we have the approval of the council minutes. I don't know if everybody's read them. I've read them all.
So moved.
Move. Okay, move to approve.
Jerry, second.
Second. Moved by Madeline, seconded by Jerry to approve the council minutes. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. And now we have a time for public comment. Anybody have?
Silence.
Anybody want a public comment? I didn't know we had public comment on a special meeting, but that's all right. Okay. So now we're going to adjourn to executive session. And we will be returning, I'm sure, to make a motion because we can't make a motion in executive session. So we'll be making a motion, and this has to do with a request by Greg Drobot to remove a sentence from an agreement that we signed some years ago. And that's what this is about. And we will come back in open session to discuss, to make a motion. So I guess everybody has to leave now. Sorry you weren't here for long, but you could come back, yeah.